And we should now be live. Good evening, everybody. Bear with me one moment. I'm just going to double check everything's working. Yep, looks like everything is working completely fine. How are we all doing this evening? I see Jurassic Jaws, Jimmy, Chi, King Giga, Joshua, and Monster is in chat. I'm sure a few others will pop in as Evo finishes her stream, as always. How has everyone's Sunday been? No, I just chose not to moderate tonight, Jurassic Jaws. I just wanted a day off. It has just been a bit of a week, and I just wanted some spare time to myself, that's all. Yeah, I've been alright. Last few days have been a bit of a struggle, but I've been good. Now, last stream, we finished off the Utahraptor enclosure, and we were in the middle of decorating and deciding on this enclosure, and then I acted like an idiot and forgot to save before loading, and we lost it. So, off stream, I've gone back to redo all the stuff I did on stream with you guys. As you can see here, it's all been, you know, decorated again with everything put back in its place. And while I was there, I also put in where the overlook is going to be and the hyperloop station, which is going to connect down to this lower area where these additional lagoons are. So the task for today is to put in the species into this enclosure and to start finishing up this area. That's basically the plot for today. So yes, as King Giga says, this will be the last dinosaur enclosure, since everything down here is going to be marine, and all of the stuff over here, if I manage to do it, because remember the swamp exhibit is the last bit to be done. This will be full of all the amphibians and stuff. So this is the last dinosaur related enclosure. The Dalkey Lobster Festival's on this weekend. They have a festival for everything these days, don't they? What has been happening? Why has it been a struggle? Oh, well, without going into too much, I do have, you know, problems with depression and anxiety, and it's just been quite bad the last week or so, primarily due to some things that are going on at home and some other stuff. It's just been, you know, a bit of a tougher week than normal, that's all. Are you going to share this park on Nexus? Oh no, I don't ever share parks on Nexus, Jurassic Jaws. The problem with that is I would have to provide people with a complete mod list, and that would take ages. So, well, thank you for your kind words, Jurassic Jaws. I certainly am going to get through this. So, our task today is to decide on what animals to put in here. Now, we are going to have to make sure that everything we put in here fits under these bridges. So sauropods are obviously out of the question unless we put in something small like a Margosaurus. Things like Triceratops and Torosaurus would be acceptable as well, as would... Ooh. Hadrosaurs that walk on two legs. Too tall. So, well, Parasaurolophus might do it at a stretch. But really, we're looking at things that tend to walk around on four legs, so Edmontosaurus, principally. Yeah, Supersaurus is definitely too big. Tarchia we've used quite a lot in the past. Yeah, Sinto is too big. Stegosaurs, most Stegosaurs will work. Stegosaurus will work at a push. So we've got quite a range to pick from. Now, before we go back and decide on what we put in this enclosure, let me just remind you folks of what we've already got. So we've already got Torosaurus. We've already got Mutabura. We've already got Tarchia. We've already got Sinosauropteryx and Oviraptor. We've already got Morus Intrepidus. Microceratops will go in there at some point. And we've already had Hoangosaurus in Gigant Spinosaurus. So yeah, it would be nice to have something different in this enclosure. I'm just going to quickly save. And we'll go back to main menu and figure out some species. Hello, Melissa. And thank you for the tea.
You're welcome.
I made Dane go all the way downstairs and get me a cup of tea just because otherwise I was going to be late starting the stream.
I can make a very loud noise very easily.
Centro might fit through, true. Well, actually it will because it's based on the Torosaurus rig, so I think it's the Styraco rig, one of the two. Right, so it's got to be herbivorous, so let's cut that down already. And I'd like to at least have an actual game species in there. Amarga. I tend to put Amarga in every park I make Jurassic Duels, so I'm going to try and deliberately avoid that. We could do the Dravido. It could be our small species. We're going to need a male and female variant for this. And we've got a lot of colours to choose from. Let's pick a mating colour. Let's see. I quite like that for a mating coloration. What about main body colour? Maybe I want something different. Maybe the red? Quite like that combination, actually. Can we do extra pattern number 6 with extra skin number 4? I mean, it's certainly fluorescent. What would you then have the females look like? Because that's the big thing. If we're having male and female skins, we've got to be able to... I actually think that's too bright, to be honest. I like the lighter body. We'll go with the lighter body, and we just need to find a pattern. See, I think that works quite nicely. Actually. What is this? This is extra variant 19. extra pattern 1. And female skin. Is there one that's not really close on the old body colour? Apart from Yukon River. We could just go, what if we change the pattern? What's pattern, extra pattern number 1? Which is that, so... Maybe we could just give it like a dull pattern instead? That works. So extra variant 19 with Paul Krana is our female. Right. Hello, Smaug. We need to decide on another species. This one's got to be base game, since we're using a mod for Dravidosaurus. Let's see. What haven't I used in a while? Polycanthus. I haven't used Corythosaurus in ages. Let's put Corythosaurus in there. I think Corythosaurus is one of those animals that again gets ignored. Let's have a look. Mutter is already in the park, Smug. Let's get rid of the pattern and let's pick a colour for our male. Let's go with... Let's go with a nice green, actually. Traditional green. Yeah, I agree, Yao. The Corythosaurus model in this game is awful. Primarily because of the posture. I do not understand why Frontier universally ignore the fact that these hadrosaurs primarily walked on 4 limbs. It's been known for 20 odd years that that's how they walked. They only ever ran on 2, and that's what we see in Jurassic Park 3. The Corythosaurus run on 2, but they are walking on 4. But Frontier want to just persistently ignore that. That works. So, Amazon rainforest and Rana. And the females we're going to make Chaplin Valley. And I feel like the patterning is quite significant. So I'm going to give them the Papurana patterning, because it's basically the Rana patterning, but not as bright. So both animals will have the patterning. I think that will do for that enclosure. Unless we put in... Let's put in a few Struthi as well. Where is Struthi? There we go. And let's just find a nice... So we've got green and tan. So let's find a really distinctive colour. Yeah, let's go with some Struthian blue. Gambia River and Papura. There we go. Right, there's our list. People constantly asking Berenson for eggs. It's becoming rather disturbing. Berenson, why did you start this? I hate the Archaeornithomimus smirk. I really don't like it. I don't like the skins. I don't like its design. I think the Archaeornithomimus is an almost pointless creature. I mean, I thought it was a pointless animal in the first game, and the second game has just made it more pointless, in my opinion. It's literally worse than every other ornithomimid in the game. It's got worse skins and a worse model than the Struthi and the Galley. I don't know why anyone would use Archaeornithomimus over them. Right. Let's start by putting in the Dravidosaurus. D for Dravidosaurus. Why can't I say it? There it is. So the male is extra pattern 19 with extra pattern 1 on the colour. I'm gonna put one male in because I want to see. I just want to see size-wise what we're working with here. Hello, lol P-Art. How are you doing today? How big is the Dravid? Not as big as I was thinking. Actually. Okay, and that turned out to be a lot smaller than I suspected. So... we're going to get another male. And then we're going to get 2 females with them. So extra variant 19 with Pulgrana. Doing good. It's 10 PM and I got to get up at 5 AM tomorrow to catch my train back to Austria. Be an early night for you then. Also a busy day to... I don't know about anyone else, but like if I have to travel anywhere, it always knackers me out, even if I'm just like sitting on a train. Corythosaurus. We're gonna have 1 male. And we're gonna have, I think, 3 females. Chaplin Valley with Papurana. Right, we'll see how crowded this is in a minute. I just realised I need to make sure they've got stuff to eat. What do they eat? Ground fibre and ground leaf. See, they walk on 4 there. Why not have them walk on 4 all the time? How weird is that? They'll walk on 4 legs for a bloody... Walk on 4 legs for a flippin' animation. Yeah, I think we can put the Struthies in here and not have enclosure that's too packed. Yes, no more talk about dinosaur eggs. It's getting a bit weird. Ooh. Some of the species in the game, Struthia, Mimus, Albertosaurus, and Alamosaurus, remind me of my snakes. I love snakes, but I don't think I could ever like have one as an animal to have as like a pet. The whole live feeding and stuff just freaks me out a bit. Five. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome us.
And that should be our park's last dinosaur species. I'm just going to put a light dusting of dirt around just to give our dinosaurs some obvious paths. Let's put a few more flowers in down there. Down there. Put in some more cycads down there. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. I think I'm going to do some more decoration work on that, put some more rocks in, and some obvious like trees, because it's a bit treeless at the moment. But for now, I'm reasonably happy with that mix of species that we have. Corythosaurus can definitely walk under the bridges, which is nice. So can the Dravidosaurus, obviously, and the Struthies, I think, complement them quite nicely. Good. Right. On to down here. Can we see the Dravidosaurus? Let's have a quick look. You can find one. Yep, that's Corythosaurus. There we go. There's our male. Or at least one of our males. It's so small compared to the Corythosaurus. Right, so no more dinosaurs. Now it's going to be marine species and amphibians. So I've already sort of begun putting in the rough sort of direction I want things to go. and already got one Lagoon viewing gallery in. Gonna want to just come down slightly. I saw that message, Melissa, and thank you for reminding me that, yeah, it would be nice if everyone did remember to like the stream, and if you haven't already subscribed, do consider doing so. Growth has been a bit sluggish on the channel this year, primarily because there's been so little to do videos about, really. I'm very jealous of Evo, who's been able to just grow all year, and I just haven't. It's just nothing has worked at all. So every little helps at the end of the day. You should do a mod showcase. That is probably going to be the video, not next week, but the week after. I'm just going to do like a big mod showcase. It'll probably be a 2-part video, actually. I'm going to do like a video on like how to install mods, because it seems like a lot of people struggle with that, at least as far as Reddit goes. I'm forever helping people on Reddit with correctly installing mods. And yeah, and then obviously do a mod showcase of some of the more recent newer stuff as well. If I'm correct, there is a Coolasuchus mod in an Africa pack. I have been keeping a close eye on the mods. In fact, Nexus Mods is like a website I check every day. It's like one of my... Like, when I get on the PC, first thing I do when I load up the internet is I load up a bunch of web pages, which are my, like, general daily checks. And that's, like, the news, it's my Facebook, it's my email. Nexus Mods is in there. Like, I check Nexus Mods at least twice a day. Not just for Jurassic World Evolution, but Subnautica, Fallout, all sorts of other games. You know, I'm always forever checking the various websites, so... If I haven't installed it, then there's probably a reason as to why I haven't. I'm actually curious. I'm actually going to look up this Africa mod now. Let me see. Africa. Oh, what? This Trips Africa pack new species. When was this uploaded? July of this year. With Arsenotherium, Beelzebufo, Hybodus. Yeah, I had a look at this particular mod. I didn't think the Hybo... Like, one of the problems with, like, a lot of the new species mods is that people... It's kind of like the same problem I have with many of the new species DLCs. In that people, you know, make their favorite dinosaurs as mods. But a lot of the time I don't really think they offer very much to the game, even as mods. Like, for me, the modded animal has to do something I can't get from Bogsand. With the first game, I just installed every single new species mod there was around, because we had so few species in that first game. No, Jurassic Jaws. Nexus Mods is free. You do not have to pay. I think I'm actually going to change this slightly. I'm wondering what sort of design to go with for this, for the lagoon. I think I'm going to put in trees all along this side and that side. And then we're going to do tree lining probably along this edge as well. So we have a kind of forested in lagoon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change this path. So it follows these edges. Bit like that. Yep, I'm going to fill this bit in. That's better. If I join a Discord server, does it replace the current one? No, King Giga, you can join up to as many Discord servers as you like. Right, yeah, this is good. What shall we do inside here? Let's see, let's go for... Let's do a little coral reef in the middle. I say in the middle. Zoom in so I can't see where the middle is. Sort of roughly there. I have been... so I recently brought a new game on Steam called Megaquarium. It's so fun. It's just like a really simple aquarium tycoon simulator. But there are a lot of mods for it, so naturally I like it. And it's just really chilled, relaxed, fun sort of aquarium building. So I've been playing a lot of that the last couple of days. So like some of the mods I have installed have added prehistoric sea creatures naturally, including things like Anomalocaris and stuff. So that's been great fun to play around with. I might do like a stream on it at some point next week. I want to kind of start, not necessarily getting away from Jurassic World Evolution, but I just think I'm starting to reach the end of my enjoyment with the game. It's more and more difficult for me to come up with park ideas I like, kind of want to make, and there's a few other reasons why I'm kind of going off it. Primarily the community. I'm so tired of dealing with a community that doesn't want to face up to the problems inherent with the game. And I'm just tired of dealing with that sort of attitude. So, yeah, I think over the next couple of weeks, I think I'm going to start, like, just playing some new other games. All of them will have some sort of paleontology theme, though. So it's not going to be dinosaurs disappearing from the channel. From me, anyway. Obviously, Fallout is going to be playing Fallout still. And Dane does want to get back to doing stuff. It's just really difficult for him with his work situation. He's basically one of 2 staff, so he's basically the go-to guy when there's a problem. That's why he hasn't been able to be around for a while. It's not that he no longer wants to do stuff, it's just really difficult for him to find the time. Okay, I think that's a nice little coral reef kind of kelpy sort of thing going on there. It's a bit dead up here, isn't it? Let's put in some more coral up here. Maybe a couple of vents. Sorry, folks. I'll get back to chat in a sec. I just want to just put this in. Because something else I've noticed is that this park has kind of dragged on a bit, and I want to kind of get this park finished. So I am going to be a little focused on getting a few bits and bobs done. That's a bit better. Right. What species shall we have in here? And while you guys figure out what species, I'm going to catch up on the chat. Will you play Planet Coaster 2? No. Well, yes, but not for the channel. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. I've already reached mine. I'm totally bored of it. Yes, Dane is... So one of the reasons I haven't gone and brought... someone brought me Planet Zoo. One of the reasons I haven't played it is because I do want that to be, like, Dane's thing. What modded aquatics do we have? Let's, again... override the save. Let's go and have a look at the aquatics. But yeah, so obviously the aquarium game where I've got like prehistoric animals. I might do a stream on that where we just like build an aquarium with loads of prehistoric aquatic animals in it. Obviously there's the Isle that I do want to get back to. There's obviously Prehistoric Kingdom, which I do need to get back to as well. And there's also coming out soon 2 Point Museum, which I absolutely love the look of. I played 2 Point Hospital, which I absolutely adored. And even though the animals in 2 Point Museum are not like dinosaurs, they're basically the same thing. So I'm going to be playing that for the channel as well when it comes out. In fact, not next week, but probably a couple of weeks after, I'm going to do a video just looking at like the trailer for it and some of the screenshots and just discussing why I'm excited for it. Right, let's have a look. Marine life. We do have quite a lot. Tencanthus is already in the park, as is Styxosaurus. So what do we want living around a coral reef? I don't want anything too big. Megalodon living close. I'm not putting Megalodon in this park. We had Megalodon in... Yeah, I'm not putting Megalodon in this park. I've decided. I've decided just then and now. Megalodon is not going in the park. Yeah, maybe we could do Romaliosaurus. What sort of body colours? Body colours look to be based on Attenborosaurus. Do you have like a colour? I quite like that. Actually, I really like that. Okay, so Romaliosaurus. Males will be Gambia River Basin and Rana. And females, get rid of the pattern. And maybe, do we have a slightly darker blue? Not really. No, I'm actually all for a bit of like really brutal color difference. So let's make the females white. The females are just going to be white. Okay. I think one species alone, because I'm thinking of having sort of 4 of them in there. I think that should do, because they're a fairly chunky lagoon animal. I have a question, Fletcher. Is it a good idea to go to bed instead of watching the stream until the end? I'm kind of sick right now. I've always maintained that even just laying in bed watching something is resting. that was always what whenever I was sick when I was a kid and having to spend the day in bed, and you know, I would sit there and try and read or play with my Lego or something, and my mum would always be, well, you're supposed to be sleeping, and it's like, I'm laying in bed. I'm not going to sleep because I feel too ill to sleep. So let me build with my Legos. that was my opinion on it. Marine fish feeder. Right, so we're going to put a marine fish feeder there and a marine fish feeder there. And then let's get these Romaliosaurus. True, I mean, if it is getting late for you, Berenson, obviously head to bed, and the stream is always available to watch afterwards. You know, we don't remove anything. So, If you are feeling just so rotten you think sleeping would be a good idea, then honestly, do go and get some rest. Okay, Jurassic Jaws, sorry to hear that. Hope it all goes alright. Good night, Barenton. What the devil? Yeah, maybe 4 in here is too few. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Now this back area of the enclosure, I do want to kind of turn into like guest area. I say guest area. Maybe not. There's nothing nice really to see that way. So let's just kind of end it there. And then we'll put in some decorative walls. And then we'll put in some rocks, plants, etc. We'll put in some ginkgos down here for the time being. Ah, the ginkgo is such a savior of a tree when you've got to put some into a difficult spot. Just always saves your bacon. There we go. And then we're going to line this edge with trees. So basically the whole thing will be enclosed. You know, actually looking at it, I don't think 4 is too many for too few for this enclosure. I actually think 4 is enough, actually. Actually, let's do one more. We'll do one more male, and that will be enough, I think. Hello, Atifa. You haven't missed too much. Okay, we'll put Ramaliosaurus, male number 2. There we go, and that'll be it for the enclosure. Yeah, so Atifa, we put the animals into our last dinosaur enclosure. Everything else is going to be non-dinosaur, basically. And we are just working on this lower area now. This is a tricky enclosure. Because I'm not sure where to put the viewing galleries for this one. And I'm also not sure what to put in that one yet. Now, where do I want the path to go from here? I think following the edge of the cliff is not what I want to do. I want there to be enough room to have some trees at the base of this cliff. I also think that the path is going to have to, like, come down somewhere. So I'm thinking we should have, like, a plaza here. So maybe this should just come straight down. And then let's do some terrain work. Actually, I like the idea of this almost being a pier. How could we make it look like a pier, though? Of course, obviously the water is the best water is there, which we can't access. Even the placeable deep water mod I have, it would just take too long to do what I'm kind of after for this. So maybe we'll just have to stick some normal water in. Don't mind keeping some of like the beach effect that we have going on here. Just want it to be a bit more like a pier. Yeah. Oops. Okay. That's nice pathwork. I might use that later. Yeah, I have done a few videos on, you know, using the path tool and stuff better. They are all in my Jurassic Architects playlist, if anyone wants to have a look at them. Now, obviously, we can't make this look 100% like the sea, because obviously we can't get it deep enough to. But what I am going to do is we'll get whether we want to have this sort of pier thing here, like that. Now, what we can then do is have some placeable deep water dotted around. So let's remove you there, and let's remove you there, and you there, and you there. Then we're going to get the placeable deep water. go. Now this may be difficult to do. Oops, wrong button. There you go. And now what we should be able to do okay, the rest of the terrain is still around it. I don't think we can get rid of that. Haha. Okay. Where did I just put that placeable deep water? I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I see. We're not going to be able to, like, do it perfectly. We won't end up with a perfect rock pool, but we'll kind of have, like, these sections caught by a slightly raised terrain. So we'll look like we'll have a series of rock pools around here. And then what we'll do is we'll put, like, coral and stuff in the rock pools. So it'll look like there are things around this. And it'll just look like when the tide comes in, it reaches here. It is just a slab of ocean, yes. In fact, if I zoom in, if I go down, you can see it's literally just the particle effect. But if you look at it from outside, you've got the ripples and stuff. It's exactly the same as the water for the actual ocean, which is actually, I wonder if I can actually. Yeah, I can use NVIDIA Ansel, and no, it won't let me. It won't let me go into the ocean. But you'll find this is just a particle effect. This is not real water. It's just a flat texture over the top. And if you were to go down under it, you'd see exactly the same thing. Right. So, same thing again. Grab our patch of portable ocean. We have to lower it slightly so it's unperceptibly the same height as the water. And then I'm just going to turn the sloping slightly different. Oh, that was a bit much. Again, we got like another deep rock pool that we can use. And then all we have to do is just add a bit of water around just to reduce the rock pool slightly. I want this one to be as big as we can get it. There we go. Lovely, that one worked very well. I need to remove a little bit from this end. And then we'll do one more. There. Maybe not actually. Let's it's going to be difficult to fit in. That'll about do. Yep. I have quite a deep one. Excellent. And then with coral and stuff in them, they'll be disguised a bit, and we have our sort of pier. Piers are always made of wood, so what I'm going to do also is change that. Yeah. I like that. Not everything has to be enclosures and plazas and things in a dinosaur park. Sometimes it's better to just waste some space on something. Now, this path, I think we're going to have it go down this way. To this enclosure here. Forbidden water. Hello, Common Mistake. How are you doing? Again, we just need to do some terrain work just to sort that out a bit. I like the idea of these being stepped, actually. This has some stepped sides here. Yep. Let's do another one. Actually, I think we'll match what we did on the cliff. Just have these as a very sharp, stony cliff. Is this lagoon going to be modded or not? Because the only non-modded one I think could be good is Arclon. Potentially. I think this enclosure would work well for Archlon. Or I might use Deinosuchus. But then Deinosuchus would probably be better in the swamp enclosure. That being said, Deinosuchus probably was capable of going out into coastal waters as well, so I don't know, maybe having it as a marine animal in the park is an idea. Okay. Right, let's smooth out this terrain now. That one. Smooth that one. No. And then that one. Yep, I'm reasonably happy with that. And then here we're just gonna go with sheer cliff again. Again, we'll kind of step it. To match what we've done up here. This over here will probably probably do something with, not sure yet. And then down here I think we can definitely fit in another lagoon. Why is that not straight? That's a bit better. Want a bit of a gap between the two so we can put stuff in the middle, but that'll basically be it. Yeah, I'm doing okay, common mistake. Just, you know, just chilling as you do. Do you have a list of mods I use? Not here. I did do a list for somebody, somewhere on one of my videos from the last couple of weeks. Someone did ask for a mod list, and I did put down all of, like, the big main mods I use. I just can't remember what video it's on. It might have been the Jurassic Architect video from a couple of weeks ago, actually. Okay, this one, I want the... viewing gallery is to be on this side. And the path is screwed up again. See, this thing needs to be fixed. The idea that your bloody terrain is not actually flat, but the contoured line doesn't show. And it's really frustrating. why bother having the contour lines there if they don't show when something isn't flat? That's better. So, for this one, I think we're just gonna do quite a... Oh, of course, you're not going to... Not gonna snap for me. And then obviously the path will continue this way. And then we'll probably have a run around the edge of this like we did on the other side. The middle of this will probably make a display of some sort. We've got to also figure out where to put amenities and things. I'm thinking a couple along the cliff edge or maybe down here. Have like a big amenity area, something like that. Yeah. I think for this pier, I quite like there to be something running down the middle. Let's go with... Oh, I quite like that actually. I like that effect. I think that looks really cool. Your geckos were doing the tango. That's pretty cute. I think that's really cool. It's almost cathedral-like, isn't it? Can't help but notice part of my path is not completely straight. Oh well. There are tolerances here. Let's go with max there. And here. Max. Same thing on this side. Max. Max. And then we're going to have some trees running along here. These are the easiest ones to use. This pack of 4. One. Same with over here. 1. Nice. I think that looks pretty good. You and your roommate now share a YouTube account. He was at Lemonade. Ah, I see. How is at Lemonade? You doing all right? Okay. And then let's put in some stuff in the middle. That's just calling out for a fountain. But I'm not gonna put in a boring fountain, he says. I'm gonna make a big one. So Where did we... see, that's the problem with that. Don't know where the sensor was. Okay, we're going to put that in. And then we're going to raise it up. And then we're going to put in that and that. You know, I'm happy with that. He's fine, he just doesn't want to pay for YouTube Premium. Yeah, adverts on YouTube have become especially annoying lately. I mean, one thing I would say is that I never intend to put advert monetization on videos. I'm never going to do that, no matter how big the channel gets. I'm just never going to do that. So if you get like adverts on our content, it's not us that's putting it there, it would be Google that's putting it there. Fundamentally, ads are annoying. I don't think they do anything but annoy people on YouTube especially. And there are better ways if you want to make money off of YouTube. There are better ways of doing it. Plus the ad revenue is shit anyway. It's really bad. Like these people like Evo and that who do this as a job, I don't know how they make money. Because the ad revenue is appalling. And it's probably why people like Swerve and that put out so many bullshit videos. Nice. I think that looks alright. I think we need to have a dinosaur in the middle. So what sort of dinosaur statue shall we have in the middle of our fountain? Give me some suggestions. Any species in the game. I think Concavenator's a bit small. Dinoceras, Dilo, Majunga, Giga, anything but a T-Rex. Gigantoraptor. Camarasaurus is a nice idea. Definitely put a Camarasaurus in here. I like that suggestion. He's big enough to be seen. Fits nicely in the fountain. Let's have a couple of other smaller species next to him. Someone suggested Gigantoraptor, so let's have Gigantoraptor in one of them too, even though he's not in the park. I think that's fine. We got Gigantoraptor. And we'll put Concavenator in, since Jurassic Jules did suggest Concavenator first. It's kind of like the Olympic podium, isn't it? First, second, and third. Right. I do want to kind of separate off the backs of these if I can. Oh, that's good. I'm happy with how that looks. That one needs to just be twisted slightly. There we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Hello, Nicholas. And not much. We're just finishing off the park, really, trying to get as much of it done on stream as possible. The last few animal enclosures need to be done. How long have we got? Half an hour. Good point. Let's actually save. Right, let's actually put the last few dinosaurs in. Marine reptiles in. So, the waterfall enclosure. Nothosaurus, Archelon, or Dunkleosteus. Not Dunkleosteus. Deinosuchus. What do we think? I did just save that, didn't I? 2230. Yes, I did. Jurassic Jaws says Deinosuchus. Smag says Attenborough. Attenborosaurus was not one of the three. Archelon, no though, Dino. I'm pretty sure the Deinosuchus doesn't actually use the resting rocks. So actually, it's probably Archelon and Notho. No, screw it. Why don't we just use both? We'll just have them both in there. Okay. We need a male Archelon and a female Archelon and a male Notho and a female Notho. So, Archelon. Let's decide on a male colour. Shall we go for something like a green turtle, actually? So... You know, I know it's simple, but I do really like the green and the black. I did like that, though. That's very different. Yeah, the green and blue is good, but... You know, the green and white works quite well, too. Hello, George. I think we're going to stick with something that's a bit like a green turtle, though, and we're going to go with mangrove forest and Pulcrana for the males. And then the females, we're going to make Limpopo River. And we're actually going to give the females the white. Just makes them stand out a lot more. Right, the Novosaurus. Obviously, the male does have to have a Lux skin. So, pink or blue? Where's this? I think we should go with the pink, to be honest. I very rarely ever pick the pink for the Novosaurus, so let's go with the pink. And, okay, so that's the coloration for a pink Novo. So... obviously, we can't have it green because that'll clash with the Archelon. You know, the bog standard red looks really good with that. As does the tan, I think. Let's go with the... Okay, here's what we do. The male will go with Sonoran Desert and Papyrana. Jurassic Jaws says Gambia. Gambia, yeah, but there's no... Oh, I suppose Gambia goes with the mangrove forest skin quite well. Okay. We'll make the male mangrove forest. And then the females will be Gambia with no pattern at all. Now, there's one last enclosure that needs a species. And I'm relatively open for it to be... Microceratus does not live in a lagoon, Jurassic Jaws. And in fact, Microceratus is already going in the park. It's going in the other cage enclosure up in the park. So Shonisaurus, then Smarty Pants. Yeah, I mean, we've got Plesiosaur in the park in the form of Stixo. And we've obviously got Archelon and Notho that'll be in there. So maybe having an Ichthyosaur. Chrono. Oh, we've got Romaliosaurus too, so I think we're good for Plesiosaurs. I just hate that Tylosaurus model. I just hate that Tylo. You know what? I know I said no. Let's have a Meg. We'll have a pair of Megs. Let's go for something akin to a leopard shark. Maybe. Yeah. So Megalodon male is going to be Death Valley and Calcarana. And the female is going to be Just Spotted. So Death Valley and Rana. Pelophylax. Doesn't make much sense, Jurassic Jaws, for a female skin to be brighter than the male. I think it makes more sense for the female to just have the spots and not the stripes. Right. Let's go get these guys in. The Pelophylax one is basically the blue octopus spots, which I think would have worked on something like the Ichthyosaurus, but not the Megalodon. One thing I do think they need to do for Jurassic World Evolution 3 is give us a greater range of lagoon species size. Because most of the lagoon animals we have are basically big. Like, pretty much 90% of them are big. And by big, I mean more than the average dinosaur in size. Like, you've got a couple of smaller ones, like the Novasaurus, like Archelon, like Ichthyosaurus. But above that, pretty much everything else is really big. We do need some lagoon species that are on like Ichthyosaur scale, and it's not difficult because there's actually a big range of even just Mesozoic period smaller animals. Like there's a miniature Liblorodon that's only like 2 or 3 meters long. There's lots of species of Ichthyosaur of a variety of shape that are all relatively the same size as Ichthyosaurus itself. And of course you've got things like primitive whales and stuff that are also similar sizes. some people say things like ammonites and such. Some ammonites were very big, but I honestly don't see a lagoon having big ammonites in it being very exciting. I think it would be better if we had things like ammonites or Anomalocaris or animals like that. I think they would work better as like preset mini aquarium enclosures, like the sort of thing Planet Zoo has. And honestly, I think we need those in the next game, because that would give us a big range of species that we could introduce. Okay, so Archelon and Nothosaurus, I'm going to give them 2 resting rocks. They're going to have... flagpoles? No. I'm going to give them trees all along these back edges, just to blend the enclosure into what's going to be behind it. And then at the very ends, we're going to have the fish feeders. One there. One there. And then the viewing dome. We're going to put roughly in the center line. And I really bloody hate it when those don't, when you can't get it where you want it because of the snapping. You're going to have the dome entry point basically there. And then we're going to extend the path up to the edge and around it. I said and around it, path tool. And then it will connect down to here, basically. Just like that. Now, the Megalodon. Jurassic is asking you a question for male and female skins for his dinosaur game. Oh, sorry, did I miss that? Female and male skin. For what particular animals, Jurassic Jaws? Oh, for Struthy. Struthy is an interesting one. I'm pretty sure somewhere I have a list. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Those are top 5 skins. I've got so many lists on this PC. somewhere in here should be... or not. Maybe I didn't save that list. Best skins, male and female. Ah, there we go. Here we are. Right, Struthiomimus. Luckily for you, it's one that I did actually do male and female skins of. I've only got the one selection, but so Jurassic Jaws. Males I've got as Amazon Rainforest and Papurana, and females I've got as Death Valley and Calcorana. But I mean, with this, the Struthies are pretty easy to do male and female coloration with, because the colors work so well, and it's quite easy to sort of get the male and female sort of dullness versus color working. Just reverse the stream, Jurassic Jaws, by about a minute, and you'll hear it again. Right, the Megalodon enclosure. I want to go a bit ham with. So, shark fish feeder. Actually, it makes sense for the shark feeders to be on here, so people can see it. And what I want to do is somewhere... just use the fence. Yeah, actually I'm just going to use the fence. We're going to back it with fencing. So I want it to look, you know, kind of high security, kind of reinforced sort of thing. Just add a little bit of extra speciality to the Meg. And by specialty I mean like you know, special nature. I put in the flags at the back. Actually, no, we won't. Again, because then no one can see them. So let's put in let's put in some fountains instead at the back. Flagpoles in the sides. Oh dear, you're not very straight at all, are you? That's a bit better. Interesting. Yeah, and then we'll do something with the flaming pillars, perhaps here. Actually, quite like how that looks. Might put a few trees in, but I think that works quite well as kind of reinforced sort of enclosure. Hello, Righteous Ham. How would the staff access the feeders or lagoon for maintenance and cleaning? In reality, I would have assumed there would be a way down from the viewers. However, Righteous Ham has reminded me. So the next park I'm going to build, which will be probably my last Jurassic World Evolution 2 park, I'm going to build it to realism rules. So, it's going to be built to, like, we've got to have staff areas. We've got to figure out how, you know, rangers and stuff are getting around the park. We're going to play with money on. So the park has to make money. We're not going to play with, like, scientists or anything like that on. But the park is going to have to make money. And we're going to build it to, like, a really high standard. And I'm going to build it on a square map. I'm not intending to use all of the square map. I think I'm going to say probably maybe half the map. Because I want to really be hardcore with decoration as well. Yeah, like JPOG style, basically. So that'll be the next park that kind of gets built, and the idea being that if we're going to take our time with it, it's probably also going to be like the very last park I build, because I would expect that we would have Jurassic Park 3 knowledge, Evolution 3 knowledge, by the time that park is done, if not before. So I'm also thinking about doing regular Saturday streams. Because I'd like to be able to kind of just double up how many streams I'm doing in a week in order to get these parks built, basically. Because there's still the Isla Soda Park to finish, but I'm going to finish the Isla Soda Park off stream. So yeah, I never play with scientists on. I do have my limits. When do you think Jurassic World Evolution 3 is going to get officially announced? I'm thinking around November. That being said, it could be later. One of my problems with the prevailing thinking of when Jurassic World Evolution 3 is going to be announced, like everything that I've heard from other people, is that they're all assuming the the new film is going to be coming out July 2022. 2025. I can't see how they're going to make that deadline if they're still filming it. Like, they're still filming scenes in Malta for the film. For it to come out July next year, I don't see how they're going to achieve that. That's not long to film it, to edit it, to do the CGI, to do everything else. July next year, and they're still filming it now, and they haven't. I would assume they haven't finished filming. So I don't know. I don't think the film is going to be out July next year. I have a suspicion it's probably going to get delayed. And if the film gets delayed, well, we'll have a situation like we had with Dominion, where Dominion was delayed, and it delayed the release of Jurassic World Evolution 2. So, honestly, I think the announcement for Jurassic World Evolution 3 is not going to happen until we know when the film is going to come out. And I don't think the film is going to come out July next year. I mean, if the film does come out July next year, I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be crap, because they're still filming it now, which means if they get it out by July next year, it's going to have been a rush job. And any film that's a rush job is going to end up pretty bad. Okay, so our Megalodons are going to have viewing galleries and a viewing dome, because, you know, I think it makes sense for them too. Yeah, the live stream is about to end, but let's get the lagoon animals in, because then basically the lagoon area is finished. So they could make the deadline if they cut the post-production cycle. Yeah, again, my point with that would be, but then it will be a bad film, won't it? Like, we don't want them to cut anything. We want the film to be good. Right, so we're going to have 2 male and 2 female. Something I do need to do in my last park is try to make my paths less functional. I mean, I do try and do decorative touches, like what I've done around here. But I look at Evo's parks and stuff, and I really do feel like I'm lacking in the way I do my path work. I am a very functional path builder. Like, paths, I don't tend to fuck around with them much. I very rarely do path art, because path art is one of those things that I don't think it makes much sense from a park building perspective. For realism, anyway. Because no one can see it. Like, we see it because we're flying around the screen from a top-down perspective. But from a guest perspective, no one is going to see the path art. So what's the point? And I am someone who does tend to focus on building a park in a realistic fashion. You know, that's why I double fence particular enclosures, for example, things like that. Looks cool from space. Oh yeah, perhaps. Blank pattern and Gambia River Basin for the females. Oops. Okay, and there are the Nothosaurus going in. Just gonna whack this on fast forward so that you'll get there quicker. And then, of course, after, you know, off stream, I will then, you know, do the decoration work and amenity placements and stuff. And then I will try to do the swamp. So you won't see the swamp. I'll do the swamp area entirely off stream because it's going to be very annoying to build, because I'm basically going to have to remove like each layer of these roofing pieces and then build the swamp in. And to be honest, I still think I've perhaps built it a bit big, so I might even have to shrink it down. We'll see. And if the park doesn't break, hopefully when I do my tour around, I'll be able to, you know, walk around in here and give you a tour of the swamp area. That's the plan, at least. Right, Megalodon, Death Valley, and Calgarona. But yeah, like I say, I kind of want to start doing streams on Saturdays and Sundays in order to sort of speed up the park building, but also to give me space to play something that's not Jurassic World Evolution 2. Whether it's, you know, Subnautica, or whether it's any of the new dinosaur games that I want to play for you guys on stream. So I also wouldn't be against making streams longer on a Saturday. I wouldn't be against doing 3 or 4 hour streams, because my Saturdays are mostly empty. I don't do anything on them. I don't play Path of Titans, Atifa, primarily because I don't want to have to install another proprietary installer system in order to play the damn thing. The Isle has the easiness of just being on Steam. I have enough proprietary installers already, and I'm just tired of them. Like, I've got one for War Thunder, one for Star Trek Online, then there's one for, you know, you got to have Origin if you have any of the Origin games. If you have any of the EA games that are on Steam, like Jedi Survivor or Battlefield 1, you still have to have an Origin account which runs, so you still have to run Origin, and even if you're playing it on Steam. I'm just sick of dealing with them. Release it on Steam, or I ain't playing it. That's my position these days. I hate the number of proprietary release things that we will have to have. It's this poor Megalodon. It's just... it's... It just looks like it's screaming. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of this. It's just like, ah. It just looks. Oh, I'm sorry, that's tickled me. That's actually kind of tickled me. It just looks like it's screaming for help. Ah. I can't get it. I can't get it in a good scene. Ah. It's just like, oh my god, I'm frying. Oh. My lord. That tickled me. Clearly they didn't account for its rig in that particular animation. Oh dear me. Oh my god, I'm flying. Well, yes, but at least our megalodons are now happy in their tank. Our male and female. I feel a bit bad giving them a relatively small tank, but I didn't want to. You know, it's a small tank, but I think for two, it's maximum of two. I think it's acceptable enough. I wouldn't put three in here. Three, it's too cramped for three. Two, it's just about sufficient. If I could... Why would you zoom out? God, this sticky camera. Sticky camera. Anyway, after that giggle... So, those were the last sort of lagoon species in. And the lagoon area is basically done. Like, the key bits of the lagoon is done. The rest is going to be amenity placement and decoration. I'm thinking of just having like a really big amenity area here. Might do a little bit of path art. Might have like might try and do a shark or an arclawn or something as path art here. Because at least that particular piece of path art you would see from up here. So it makes sense to try and do like a piece of path art here. And yeah, and then off stream I'm going to try and do the swamp area. So next week, Saturday and Sunday, I will probably... So Saturday, which will be a very long stream, well, probably stream for 4 hours, we'll start the realistic park, and Sunday might be Subnautica, or it might be the other way around. I might do that new Megaquarium game on Saturday and do like do the prehistoric mod animals, and do the realistic park on Sunday. We'll see. Keep an eye out on Triclaw's stuff. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in today. It's been a really active, really busy stream, so thank you. Don't forget to like if you haven't already done so. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. If you're watching this after the fact, also do hit the like and subscribe button. And wherever you are on this Sunday evening, have a good rest of the day, stay safe, and good night, everybody.